New Pokemon Snap is the sequel we never knew we wanted, but are so glad it's here. Announced out of the blue at a Nintendo Direct and released shortly after, it takes the original and ramps it up. But is this new game picture perfect? What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I, as always, am Matt Tuna Turner, and I've got another video game review for you guys. This time for new Pokemon Snap. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll quit waffling, and why don't we get into this? New Pokemon Snap is a sequel to a 22-year-old Nintendo 64 title about taking pictures of Pokemon, an on-rails first-person photography simulation. Doing that in air quotes, but you can't see that. So obviously taking pictures makes up the core of the gameplay loop. You enter a region, follow a course, take pictures of the beautiful Mon, and then have the professor grade them after you've completed the run. Each run lasts roughly 5 minutes and makes up the majority of the gameplay. It's actually incredibly relaxing, but trying to get the perfect shot can be incredibly stressful. And that's because after every run, you're judged by the shots you've taken. The professor grades your photos and you gain experience points based on the set of criteria. The nice part of gaining levels is you'll see new Pokemon on that run, which means more Pokemon to snap. And new Pokemon to snap means new and creative ways to take pictures, and reasons to keep coming back to these areas. Those of a certain age will remember the Pokemon Snap kiosks at the local Blockbuster. Yep, Blockbuster, where you could go and print out your pictures to display and trade with your friends. Well, obviously none of that exists anymore, and with the advent of new technologies means new ways to trade and share your photos. You're able to share your photos online through social media pretty easily. There are also a plethora of wireless photo printers you can use to print them out at home. Before doing any of that though, you'll probably want to edit them. And there's a whole host of things you can do inside the Pokemon Snap editing suite. You can change the depth of field, crop, rotate, turn to monochrome, as well as add neat stickers, filters, and borders to liven things up a bit. The original number of borders and stickers is pretty low, but you can earn more by completing levels, as well as doing certain quests. These quests are more requests from the other NPC characters in the game. Something like trying to get a picture of a Hoot Hoot's second leg. Regardless, it keeps you coming back to these courses to try and snap ever more Pokemon. But do Pokemon sleep? And the answer is, kinda. If you think you're just popping in on these Mon while they're going about their daily business, well, you'd be wrong. You're also doing nighttime shoots as well. So all the nocturnal Pokemon come out to play, and sometimes on top of larger sleeping monsters. Again, it's the same core loop, but it's a really neat way to keep things fresh and also see new Pokemon. The game is very immersive, especially since it's played from the first-person perspective. The only thing that really brought me out of that was all the text on screen. I wish the developer shilled out for some voice acting. At least everything else was fun, enjoyable, and kept me going back for just one more run. Speaking of immersion, the controls are very intuitive. You actually feel like you're using a real camera, and the extra button presses for throwing apples and orbs feel great, which is nice if you decide to put the game down for a hot minute and pick it up later. I just wish they didn't take you through them so laboriously. Typically in Pokemon games, you set out from your hometown on an epic quest to be the very best.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
The best trainer,
The very best.
a vast region to explore, and there's usually a mystery to uncover, etc., etc. But in new Pokemon Snap, you're a research assistant. I assume you want to be the very best at that too.
The very best.
This time, the professor has you set out across the Lental region, taking pictures for his research. The Lental region is a lush archipelago full of beautiful and varied biomes housing many different Pokemon. And one of the islands surprisingly looks like Singapore. Outside of that, the story is actually pretty light, which is fine, because not only is the writing kind of bad, but the point of the game is about taking photos. And taking those photos is a lot of fun. Not only do the Mon look great, but it actually feels like you're dropping in on them in their natural habitat. The original game felt very scripted, but this one feels alive, a sign of great AI. And as you gain levels for each course, more and more Pokemon join in the fun, and you really do feel like you're surrounded by Pokemon. This would actually be a great VR game, especially when you consider how bright and colorful everything is during the day and moody at night. The developers have done a great job taking the Pokemon aesthetic and translating it to something this immersive, on old hardware mind you. I just wish there was some more voice acting as opposed to reading all those text boxes, and there's a lot of them, especially when you start the game new. There's a bunch of settings to go through and narrative, most of which is customizable, except apparently you are unable to change your language settings or your character avatar for whatever reason. So if you aren't happy with what you've got, You have to wipe the slate clean and start fresh. They do warn you that this is a permanent change, which is nice. And the game does provide a lot of hand-holding, sometimes too much. That's more a player preference though. I prefer to just be told the camera controls and go explore on my own. Regardless though, the course design, Pokemon variants, and sound design is all top notch, and I often found myself saying, just one more run. So the final verdict for new Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo Switch. For the gameplay, it was a pretty standard loop. Leveling up research levels unlocks new Pokemon to Snap, which is always fun. Getting graded can be kind of stressful, but I did enjoy the editing features as well as day and nighttime courses, so I gave it an 8. For the controls, they're intuitive, but they take them through them pretty laboriously. I gave it an 8. For the story, well, it's pretty light, although it is kind of a neat region to explore, but I gave it a 7. For the presentation, the graphics are good, the Pokemon AI is great, doesn't feel scripted. You can't change the language of character, which is odd, but the rest of the game, honestly, is absolutely amazing. So I gave it a 9, which brings the total for new Pokemon Snap to an 8. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my review of new Pokemon Snap. I started playing this a little while ago, and I'm sorry I'm just getting around to it now. Things got a little busy. I want to thank Anna for spotting this on my Amazon wish list and having it arrive at my door. It was a nice surprise. So thank you very much for this. This is honestly this is a great game. I mean, 8 for great, right? If you are looking for something fun and relaxing that you can just kind of tune your brain out for a little bit, I highly recommend this game. It really does that. Or if you're like on a short flight, like a 2-3 hour flight, and you're looking to kill some time, this is a great game for that, especially if you're an anxious flyer. So yeah, if you like this video and you want to see more, please do let me know. Give me a like or let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, why don't you take a picture of that subscribe button and maybe hurl an apple at that notification bell to let you know when I upload more videos. I do try and upload on Thursdays or Fridays, but I've been busy, and then the holidays, and then I got sick. So, I'm going to try and keep to this cadence, but sometimes life happens. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Love you, bye.